council meeting, Town of Clinton, Parish of East Louisiana, State of Louisiana, Tuesday, August 8th, 2016, 6 p.m. The meeting will come to order. Invocation will be given by Alderman Darren Matthews, and we will have a pledge of allegiance in unison. Please stand.
Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for this parish, Lord God. We thank you for the town of Clinton. We thank you for our mayor, Father. We thank you for the board of Aldermen. We thank you for everybody in government of this town, Lord God. We pray, Lord God, that you will intervene in this meeting, Lord God. We pray that things will go smoothly, Lord God, and everybody will be on one accord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Alderman Johnny Beecham.
Present.
Alderwoman Mary Dunaway. Here. Alderman Paul Kemp.
Here.
Alderman Darren Matthews.
Here.
Alderwoman Kim Young.
Here.
Police Chief Frederick Dunn.
Here.
Town Accountant Tim Butler.
Here.
Town Attorney Mr. Griffin.
Let the record reflect that Mr. Griffin is not here at this time, but he did say that he would be here.
And Fire Chief Douglas Beecham. Is absent.
Okay, at this time, changes in addition to the agenda. Alderman Kemp, you have an addition to the agenda?
I do. I'd like to make a resolution for us to hold another public meeting, the date to be determined, with Kenny Habbard and representatives from the DOTD to be held at the Clinton Fire Station. It's a larger room. And Mr. Beecham said that we're welcome to use it. They have video equipment to where the maps of the construction of the streets to be projected on a big screen. So that's the purpose of that resolution.
Okay, can I get a motion that we add this resolution to the agenda?
I'll make a motion that we add a resolution for another public meeting.
Do I have a second? All in favor by saying aye. Any opposition? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. We'll add that.
And I have one more thing to Maria. And I would like to move to add the following item to the agenda, old business, to discuss the contract position from Civic Source and to discuss any follow-up information from UMS. That was the representative with the gas meters last month. Water meters? Yeah, the water meters, okay. And then to get an update on the filing of the annual audit.
Motion that we add those items to the agenda.
It's been motioned by Alderman Mary Dunaway. Is there a second?
I'll second.
It has been seconded by Alderman Johnny Beecham. Are you ready to vote? All in favor by saying aye. Is there any opposition? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Those items will be inserted under administrative matters. Okay. time, I will entertain a motion to dispose of the minutes of our previous meeting dated July 11, 2017.
I move that we accept it.
It's been moved by Alderman Kemp, second by Alderman Young, accepting the disposition of the minutes dated July 11, 2017 at our regular meeting. Are you ready to vote? Is there any, all in favor saying aye? Any opposed? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Thank you. At this time, we're gonna ask Senator Rick Dorn to approach the podium.
How y'all doing today? Mayor, members of the board, Alderman, thank y'all for giving me a few minutes to kind of come and update you on where things have been in this last session and really where we've been since the start of 2016. We've had 2 regular sessions and 4 special sessions. I'm sure all of you are aware that the financial situation of the state is not in a great place at this time. And so we've had those, all of those special sessions to try and address that. Unfortunately, up to this point, we have not taken care of business the way we should. In fact, so much so that at the end of this last regular session, we had to go into a 10-day special session when we ultimately ended up doing exactly what we should have done 10 days prior. But that's just kind of a brief overview. I'm going to start kind of back where we were in 2016 and kind of lead you to where we are today as a matter of kind of a brief overview. If you go back to the start of 2016, we were facing about a $1.2 billion deficit that was coming down the pipe for a long time, and then when the new administration took over in the governor's office, some things were realized that even the legislature didn't know about yet. So we began work with a first special session to try and address some of those things. What ended up taking place to try and fill the gap for some of that, we made several $100 million in cuts, along with adding a temporary 1-cent sales tax. That was done in an effort to just bridge the gap between 2016 and the regular fiscal session of 2017, where the plan was going to be for all of us to come back in and do what we needed to do to have tax reform and budget reform. Well, you fast forward to this year in 2017 when we had that opportunity to do that, and very little reform took place of either on the budget side or the revenue side, which kind of leads us where we are today, which is we have a balanced budget. However, we have facing us in 2018 what you may call a fiscal cliff, and that's because that temporary sales tax will end at the start of the fiscal year of 2018. And that in and of itself will leave about an $800 million deficit that we have to try and address. The most disheartening part about all of that was our most opportune time to deal with that situation was what we just came from, which was the fiscal session, because all finances of the state are on the table. We do have a lot of dedicated and statutory, constitutional and statutory dedicated funds that are very hard to touch, but we had the opportunity to address those, and we didn't. The reason that makes the situation that much more difficult is because in 2018 we just have a regular session, which means without going into some sort of special session again, we can't address the fiscal problems that we have. So it will absolutely require another fiscal session unless we choose to just go off the fiscal cliff, which I hope we don't choose to do that. What makes it so difficult now is that when you're dealing with fiscal matters for the state, almost all of it requires a 2/3 vote, and that's not easy in the Senate, but it's attainable. You can get 2/3. Everybody seems to be willing to come together and try and figure out. However, on the House side, they've had their struggles just to get 53 or a simple majority vote. So it's nearly impossible at this time to come up with something that you can get 70 votes in the House, so 70 people in the House to vote for. So that's where we are. It's not a great situation. I think it's become more partisan over the years, and so instead of people just getting together and working on what's the best solution, it's more of this camp and that camp, and then a few people in the middle. So I'm prayerful that sometime between now and the first of the year, we get something together and something in place that enough people can come together and vote on, so we don't have to go off that fiscal cliff. I believe most everybody in the legislature that I talk to feels that we would be best if we could get rid of that extra 1 cent sales tax, which gives us the highest rated sales tax in the country. That's not a great thing. From a business standpoint and attracting businesses to this state, of course they are concerned with the rate of tax, but right now we are currently losing out on opportunities, not so much because of our rate of tax, but because of the unknown. They know we have a major problem we need to fix, but they can't come in to our state right now with a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan because we have nothing set in stone and we have a lot of work to do. So I hope for the health of our state moving forward, we can, in 2018, we can take care of business and do what we need to do, but it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. I'd be happy to answer any questions about any of the things I just covered, if anybody is interested in. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity. I would like to give everybody my cell number. I know it's been a little while since I've been here. If anybody needs me for anything, it's 225-776-2263. And I'll give you my office number as well. Kim will answer that, and that is 225-246-8838. I'm always happy to help in any way I can. Hopefully, I would like to end with saying that I appreciate your service. I'm not sure, I'm sure a lot of you pay attention, but politics obviously is getting harder and harder to find good people to serve. You just had, back in July, qualifying for races all over the state, and you actually had 16 elections that were canceled because nobody was even willing to qualify. And you had, I think it was another 49 seats that were filled automatically because only one person signed up. So it's getting harder and harder to find good people to serve. So thank you for your service, and thank you for your time tonight.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Would you be interested in being notified for this this meeting that we plan to have in the future?
Absolutely. Please let me know. Give me a call on my cell or call my office, and Kim will put it on my calendar. I'd love to be here if I can.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Ward, for that update as far as the legislative session goes. Okay, the next item on the agenda, Ms. Angie.
Okay, the tax assessors, Jeff Gardner, wanted us to adopt the tax millage for this year at 6.65, affidavit and a resolution, and I have an affidavit and a resolution for each one of y'all.
How's the same as it was last?
Yes, sir, it's the same as it was last year.
You all just got
That resolution.
What's your name?
He needs resolution.
Resolution? Who we got?
No, you don't have to sign it. You did not sign
already had the public meeting?
They didn't have to do it this year, or we had to do it because it stayed the same. So, he just wanted, y'all to go ahead and adopt it, it didn't change.
Well, why was the first one say a public meeting was held?
This the meeting tonight.
At,
I'm not sure I'll have to finish reading those out every time. Accept the motion. As far as affidavit and resolution to adopt this tax millage of 6.65. It's the same thing.
it is the same.
Yes.
Well, I make a motion that we accept the affidavit and the resolution to adopt it. To adopt it and never change.
Okay. Have a motion on the floor, Alderman Kim Young, do I have a second?
A second.
Second, Alderman Darren Matthews, are you ready to vote?
Ready.
All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. The item added to the agenda, the affidavit, a resolution, for the meeting to be held with Representative Havard, representatives from DOTD. I will entertain a motion. I will word the resolution up and, get it to where it needs to get. Y'all make contact with Senator Havard's office and also with, Mrs. Smith and Les with, DOTD. I'll word the resolution up so that it could, be already sent to them.
I don't think I can make the motion because I made the,
Oh, you
Yeah.
can, you can.
yeah, okay, I'll make it. To have another public meeting.
It has been motioned by Alderman Mark Kent, second by Alderman Johnny Beecham, that we do this resolution for another public meeting. I think this was something that, Representative Havard asked that be presented to him in order to do this meeting. Am I correct?
And what? Because-
Representative Havard, he asked that we do this resolution.
Correct.
Okay.
We didn't have to have the date and time on the resolution.
Yeah, that's why I will call his office and,
Okay, I think, Ms. Butler was gonna call, she here, John? No? Oh, okay. I guess you just have to contact, Kenny to see when he can come up here. And when I was talking to John today, it ought to be in, the public meeting should be listed in the Watchman as well as maybe the Explorer. Because a lot of people talking to me today, they didn't know about the meeting last night. So if it's published there, then they can't complain. You know, if they didn't read it, then they just didn't read it.
Mr. Griffin, you have anything that you need to add to this? Something you need to say? No. Okay, I have a motion, by Alderman Kemp, second by Alderman Beecham. Are you ready to vote? All in favor by saying aye. Is there any opposition? Ayes have it, the motion is carried. Okay, Chief Dunn.
So if you will let us know when his date is available.
I'll call him.
And it'd be nice if y'all could email us, to let us know too.
You said you have email addresses?
Yeah, email us to us, so we put the word out.
Chief Dunn?
Madam Mayor, Board of Aldermen, citizens of the town of Clinton, before I get started on my report, I'm gonna ask that you keep my police clerk, Miss Kathleen Wiley, in prayer. She lost her father last Friday, and I was just informed one of our other citizens, Mr. Rayshawn Price, he's in the hospital and he's on the hospice care. So that's one of the citizens of the town of Clinton. Keep him in your prayer.
What's his name again?
Rayshawn Price, the one who's inflatable.
Oh, okay.
And Chief, while you're doing that, let me add John Watson, maintenance worker. He had a stroke when was it, a couple days ago? Around Wednesday. John Watson, the maintenance
He
worker.
drives that truck.
No, he's out of the hospital, but we don't know yet. He has to go back to the doctor. Okay, chief, okay, I'm
All
sorry.
right, back to my report. My clerk wasn't in, but I've been keeping watch on the call. We had one burglary for this month so far. Our warrants went down from 1198 to 1140, and I'm notifying the board that probably at the beginning of October, somewhere in November, I'm gonna do another amnesty program. We have a 2007 Dodge Charger on the back parking lot. The car, the engine, and as far as the mechanical is in good shape. The body itself was some problem because in 2011 I was arrested and it wasn't repaired correctly. But we surplus it in 2015, and I have surplus where we could take it to the scrap. But I got 3 people interested in it. The highest bid so far is $5,000, and the lowest is $2,000. So before I scrap it, which is already been surplus, try to get every dime we can out. It was bought off branded. It's not costing the town a dime. We done already turned in the tag and dropped the insurance on it. So I got one male subject approached me. He's getting a lawsuit in, and he said again, but we can he'll bring us $5,000. And with that $5,000, with the board approval, it's my recommendation that it be placed in the general fund. And that's my report for the month.
Chief Tom, are y'all still doing the camera stuff?
Yes, sir.
That's working pretty good?
Yes, sir. We that one burglary I'm talking about, I'm not going to disclose too much information, but it was at the middle school, and hopefully Thursday morning we should have the person that we believe did it in custody.
Is that with the batteries?
Yes, sir. We should have him in custody. Just we can't divulge too much information because we never know who's going back talking, but we pretty much know who did it. And we just got to go through the court system
Is
again.
that right there on Plank Road?
Yes, sir.
At least the lights were working in the parking lot, huh?
The lights was working. They supposedly put 187 cameras in 3 schools, but the middle school was the one that wasn't up and running yet. But luckily our Wi-Fi system, we pretty much got it down pat. Well, like I said, Thursday morning, we should have that person in custody.
Did you get any reports of burglaries on my street, Marshall Street, or Church Street?
We had one burglary with the motorcycle,
Yeah.
and we recovered them. The officer who was working there, he was given specific instructions to file warrants, because we can easily recover anything that's stolen. But we want the person who's doing it. You go anytime you got enough nerve, you go on somebody's property and take something. We don't want you just to return it back. We
Right.
can put you behind bars. The officer didn't follow it up, so we had to go through we got the motorcycles back, and instead of him sending it to the lab like it was supposed to, what he's supposed to do is call the homeowner, let him come verify with the serial number that was his motorcycles. It was supposed to be sent to the lab to get possible DNA, so we can get the criminal who did it. We pretty much know who did it, but they was talking to him, and I guess he was more concerned about getting the motorcycles back. I mean, we knew where they were. We want the person who actually stole it. Somebody come on Mr. Kemp's property and take his vehicle.
Well, because they've also been on the other neighbor's property, and I don't think they reported that they stole a bicycle.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
And I'm the only one left on the street, and I don't want them in my house. I don't think anybody else wants them at their house. So where are we in pursuit of the person? It's not going to happen?
No way. Yes, ma'am. It's gonna happen.
Okay.
We are waiting on the warrants to be signed. See, when a theft occurred, when the evidence is recovered, the officer who was working in recovery should have cut the warrant right then. If Alderman Matthews called me and said, well, Chief, I know who took this. When he contacted me, he gave me a person's name, a warrant's supposed to be prepared right then. The officer he didn't prepare the warrant. What he basically did is call the guy and said, we got your motorcycle. They brought him back and put him up against a pole. Getting him notifying us we can come out.
Is he not aware of the policy?
Yes, ma'am. Trust me, he's aware of the policy, and as it stands right now, we're in an internal affairs investigation. So,
Have y'all had any luck with the the robbery in Barrett Smith's house?
The generator?
No, it wasn't a generator, it was wood splitter.
Yes, sir. The wood splitter. We got conflicting reports on that. It was that him and supposedly Benny Bunch found the wood splitter in Highland Lake Shore. So I put Wayne Oakwind on it because he's officer through us and he's also through the parish. Wayne's supposed to talk to Barrett and he hasn't got back to me as far as they found it yet. We put it in NCIC and we hadn't got any hits on it yet. And I've talked to several people in Highland Lake Shore and it's not what's good out there.
Yeah, well, I think Barrett was trying to be like her.
Yes, sir. That's why I put Wayne on it because Wayne and Bennett, they supposed, from what I was told, that Barrett and Bennett supposed to went in Highland Lake Shore to get it.
Yeah.
And
Barrett was acting on SoCal information and instead of maybe coming to you. And all
he
this
came to me and
stuff.
I told him if you get any clues, any idea, let us know because we put it in NCIC.
Yeah.
Because if he knew it, he just went out there and tried to get it. Once he went out there, they was gonna move. And the one that we had our eyes on, we had the truck. It wasn't his. It wasn't even his. It was 10 years older than his.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still working in NCIC, and every time we'll notify the pawn shops and the scrap yards who want to come in to notify us before they do anything with it.
That's it. Thank you, sir. The next item on the agenda, Mr. Button.
Well, we tried to get the financials. We came over today, worked all day long, but Ms. Cat was down in hospice the last couple of weeks or so, 2 or 3 weeks. And with Ms. Sharon gone, it's just a lot, and 2 or 3 people in the office down, we're struggling to try to keep everything in properly. We got most everything done this evening, but I just don't feel comfortable putting them out. I mean, the one thing I don't have at all is the receivables. I think it's Ms. Cat come back tomorrow or the next day.
Mm-hmm. She should be back tomorrow.
She'll be back, and then I know how you put in Sharon's place, but she still doesn't have a full grasp of the receivables on the utilities. So we're struggling. The mega filled in for Ms. Sharon for several weeks and got some things done, but there's a few things we still got, little challenges we have to overcome.
What about last month's? Did you ever get those done?
Same situation.
Same situation.
Same situation.
Now, what Ms. Sharon does, she was doing, she was actually, coming up, when she could and, fixing things, but, she hasn't been up in a minute, so,
Is Katie just a substitute or she?
she's temporary, she's
temporary.
temporary.
So in hopes that Sharon comes back, like, good.
And I'll say, one of the causes, and we've talked about this before, I brought it up, that the QuickBooks is not being used properly. It's when the QuickBooks was installed several years ago, they used the old system, they set up the QuickBooks just like the old system. So the old system couldn't handle invoicing and billing. So they just set up, there's actually, believe it or not, they do adjusting journal entries for the day-to-day stuff. So it's very complicated. It's hard for me to get in there and figure it out. Ms. Sharon just knows how to do it. She's been doing it for so many years.
So that's the solution.
The solution is to get QuickBooks working the way
It should.
it should be working. Yeah, and that's, again, it's a time consuming to try to get everybody to switch gears and transition and retrain everyone.
Do you think that's somewhat a short-term endeavor?
Yeah, me and Angie worked on it a little bit, but it's just a matter of switching it over. And I think we got it where it'll work. It's just a matter of starting over. But this is the perfect time. We're kind of being forced into it. So
You do the training?
Yes, we'll do the training on the QuickBooks. So hopefully, this will get here in the next 2 weeks. Definitely by the next, meeting, we should have everything transitioned over and working properly.
But you feel confident that we're not in jeopardy of?
No, the numbers look good. I mean, there's not, the revenues are strong, I think everything's good there. I think Angie's just about to wrap up on getting our money back from the flood. And again, that's hinging. We're still hurting because of that, but
What about the property tax? Have we gotten that money from that railroad company?
Actually, we did. That was previous month. Okay, that was last year.
I did another letter, several weeks ago.
Have they received delivery?
Yeah, cause I talked to him, he told me to email him, but I, mailed the letter off, he told me to give him the balance, the whole balance that was owed. He was looking into it, because the lady who we used to have, she's no longer there anymore. So it been transitioned to someone else, and he wasn't aware of it.
Okay.
So, he said he would look into it.
Well, I know they paid their parish tax.
Yeah.
They forgot us.
But one thing I was gonna say on that, is I know last meeting we were talking about who do you contact. I think Rob Ligon is the service processor. He's the registered agent. Yeah, he's a registered agent. So really, what he needs to be doing, we need to be going straight to Rob. Rob gets paid to be the service, the rep, so Rob needs to go call them and take care of it. Because he is the person on file to handle that.
So when we, let's say deliver service, do we do it by certified mail possibly?
I need to.
Oh, okay, good.
Signature confirmation. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Butler? Thank you, Mr. Butler. Okay, the next item on the agenda, public comment. Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask about the leak up on Bank Street that's running in the street and eroding the street that's already terrible, but it's still running.
Fire hydrant.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
weeks.
we've ordered some hydrants, they have to be replaced, those hydrants have to be replaced. 1,200 a watt, but I think we need 4 of them around town, so they have been ordered.
Because it's eating away the road that's already eating away, and schools fixing to start, and buses and many cars coming down through there. You're gonna knock somebody's car out of line, you're gonna have to pay.
Y'all have any idea how long it's gonna take to get them?
We might have
I'll
to
probably
pay.
double check with Darryl again tomorrow and see, but, one thing that held us back, and I think I mentioned this, it was this before this meeting, that one of our, up there by you, the electrical panel was hit at our well. And, we've been having to operate it manually. I guess that would probably coincide with the maintenance, report. We have to operate that manually. And also with DOT being here and, maintenance having to, get out there and mark lines where they need to mark at.
Yeah, there's
But,
2 hydrants on Taylor Street.
Yes, there's 2 there. There's one on Bank Street and there's one,
Old South has got a small one.
Okay, yeah. I know it's 4. I don't know
I
exactly, but I know it's 4.
talked to him about going up there with a shovel and clean that ditch a little bit from the, police jail so the water will stay in the ditch instead of running on the road. All we gotta do is go up there with a shovel and.
Well, we have a lot of that. This water's just,
Well, I
it's
know
just
that,
doing
but
some
it
things.
keeps running
Yeah,
on the
right.
road, like it's running on the road where it stays in the ditch.
Yeah, the ditch is full, and it comes out into the road, that's the problem. If it stay in the ditch, it wouldn't hit the road.
Right, I asked him about that a while back.
But that one on Taylor Street, that's really, flowing all the time. I don't know how they know that it's a fire hydrant, because it's not in front of the fire hydrant, it's to the right of the fire hydrant. But anyway, maybe they do know.
That's just wasting town water.
Anything else from the public? Yes.
On the old building.
When you got the old business yet?
Oh,
They should,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a bunch of concerns about Old South Drive. I know that the department had come out and cut some trees on Old South Drive, but they threw the remains of the tree in the ditch. Last year when a tree fell in my driveway, they cut it, they came out and they cleaned up my driveway and my yard, and they threw all the stuff, all the tree remains in the ditch across the street. Half the trees on that road are rotten and dying, and every time the wind blows, our power goes out. There's a power line hanging down on the road that Energy put a flag on, but it's hanging down so low that it's touching the ground. I've had called Energy on several occasions, and they said it is not their responsibility to get trees off the power line unless it's the main power line. The power lines go into people's houses they don't care about. And the department came out and they did a beautiful job paving our road, but then they didn't clean out any of the ditches. And last year when the flood came through, I came within an inch of having my house flooded because nobody will come out and take care of any of them ditches. The culverts that they cleaned out the year before are compacted down, and all the cement on our driveways are breaking. And it's been going on for 3 years now. I've been calling and I've been asking them to fix it. The transformer box on the pole, where I have they have a street light, is black and turned to the side. Every time it rains, we lose power. And it's only the last 3 houses on the block.
That line that you're talking about that's hanging down, it might be a telephone line.
That's not electric line.
Well, it's still,
Well, I
it's,
understand it needs to be
it's
fixed.
in the road.
I know that it has a
We
flag.
also have a problem with dogs getting into our trash. I've talked to, last year the lady's dog came down and attacked me, and attacked my dog because she was in heat. I talked to the lady several times and her dogs are still running loose. My neighbor has dogs over on right next to me that are so sickly with mange and starving to death, and she won't do nothing about it. There's a house on the it's not right next to the funeral home, but it's one town over that has an abandoned car. There's a collapsed pool in the front. Nobody's taking care of any of that, and it's an abandoned house. My neighbor lady's dog drags their trash over into my yard and then spreads it all down the road.
Is this in the city limits?
Yeah, I'm on Old South Drive now.
You're in this, the Bunch house, the Polly Bunch's house?
No, I bought, no,
Maryland dog?
can't think of her name right now, but I live at 11912 Old South. 3 houses up from the church. And like I said, the ditch across the street and the trees are a menace. All they do is when they do even the energy, when they come by, they throw the remains of what they cut down into the ditch. And I have a ditch on the front of my house and the side. And it all fills up, and my yard fills up, and all my yard is deteriorating down into the ditch.
I'm still trying to figure out where you live.
I live
Betty Lou Payne?
no,
From which church? The Methodist church or the church?
the Baptist. The Baptist, yeah. I watched the police car come out and pull a limb out of the road just the other day. Like I said, they came and got 3 limbs and left the stuff laying everywhere. And what they did cut, they throw in the ditch.
The ditches need cleaning, right?
Oh, is that a responsibility of that company that comes through once
Oh,
a
the town that
month
cleans
or
it.
so? What's their name?
Asphalt. Asphalt, that's what you're talking about.
But I've been here 3 years, and that tree that fell in my yard last year is still there.
Do they do the whole parish?
I think you may have trees across the street that are,
Yeah, they're
possible,
there's a big giant one that the city came out and clipped 3 limbs off. That is dead. And there's several of them. I have lots of pictures. All our driveways are all crashed in and the culverts are crushed down. There's no drainage. They came out and dug out my culvert, my ditch, took the dirt instead of leaving it, and didn't do anybody's the rest of the way down the road. Everybody's drainage ditch drains down into the front of my house and down by the church because the square culvert that it dumps into is right on the back side of the church. And it's full. It goes over my driveway because they didn't dig out anybody else's.
Is our maintenance department supposed to clean those? Yes, we do.
They did clean that ditch, so it is limbs. They threw out when
They only clean the ditch in front of my house, no place else.
I'll send maintenance out tomorrow. That's on Old South Drive. What is your address, ma'am?
11912. But like I said, them trees on the other side of the road are dead, and they're falling into my yard. One fell last year and the year before.
I'll send maintenance out tomorrow to check over that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any other public comments?
What, we have an update on the Bank Street, project? To fix the street? Is it
That's
in
the
it?
one that we're, gonna apply for the USDA loan to repair all of the streets. No update yet.
Nothing on.
The engineers, they're working on it.
Is he, it's already been filed, or he's still working on the paper
They're
to
working on it,
file
yes.
for it?
Right, working on the papers to file.
Oh, we need to build a fire running here.
No, actually, we're in the, second phase of our sewer project as well, and they're working on that too. So, they're working. Okay. Okay. Next item on the agenda, administrative matters. Alderman Kemp, Civic Source.
Yes, do we have the contract been signed?
No, remember that what he's gonna do, I spoke with, Mr. Harris maybe 3 weeks ago. And this is actually gonna begin with our new tax season after December. So I'm quite sure he'll be coming back to us at that time and, presenting what he needs to present here so we can actually sign up.
I just made some corrections on the
Yeah.
contract, they never got back.
Okay.
Finalized that.
Oh, they have,
Because I haven't talked to him like that as far as 3 weeks ago.
slow process, huh?
Seems.
I guess because it's not gonna transpire until after
Yeah.
the year,
maybe
maybe
not
that's
top.
probably why.
They, like I said, did call him a couple of times, and, the, mayor from Reading, who was the, I don't know what his connection was, but, he called, and I spoke to him, and talked to the lawyer, and he sent the stuff back, so I let him know that, but that was the last I heard.
But if we wait until maybe December, January, is that gonna be enough time for them to act on?
Oh, we're not gonna, I'm quite sure he's not gonna wait that long. I'll make contact
Yeah,
with Marnie.
they probably didn't get it lined out by November.
Yeah, but yeah, that would be sure.
Okay, and the other thing I had under old business was, have y'all received any information from UMS?
Yes, I have a feasibility study, what I'll do, I'll get a copy to each one of you all so you all can look at it. And, they did, well, no, they did they didn't do the study, they sent the, cost, what it would cost us to do a feasibility study. And so I'll give that to, get a copy to all of you and then, determine what we're doing.
And then the other thing I had, the last thing, is, what's the status on the annual audit? Has it been filed?
No, but
Yeah, I can do that. It has not. We've given everything that we've given from this office. Randy, originally when it started off, had done a deal with Mary Sue, where Mary Sue was going to a report and give it to them, give it to Randy, and I guess Mac, now I guess Randy's retired. So, Mac came over to my office last week, and Mary Sue has not given him that report yet. So,
So we're waiting on Mary
waiting
Sue.
on that right there.
Yeah, I have an idea of when she might respond.
I put a call in to her this morning, and I did not talk to her, but I left a message that I needed, not a response, but I need the actual report done by this week, so I'm waiting to hear from her.
What is exactly that she needs to do?
And I'm not clear what it is either. It's kind of out of my deal. I can't really get too involved because it's kind of like a ethical thing. You know, I'm the
Yeah, I understand.
here, kind of represent the town, so. But there's a report that goes with the audit. And it was going to be a deal where Mercy would do the audit, the report to relieve some of it's basically number crunching, to be, simplified. And that's what's the missing piece. So I think Max interviewed me, he's interviewed the mayor, he's interviewed everybody.
Chief.
Chief. There was one piece that was missing, it was a 940 report, and we got that to him 2 or 3 weeks ago. So as far as getting data from here, everything's done.
We're just waiting on Mary Sue.
Just waiting on Mary Sue, and then once Mary Sue gives that report, like I say, Matt came over last week, looking for the report. Mary Sue was out, so he came to my office, and he said he needs about 2 weeks. Once he gets that report.
After he gets it from her.
So I guess they must have received an extension, huh?
Yes, I forgot to tell you, they did.
Yes, we did.
Mac turned in a request, and due to the storm,
Okay.
they allowed an extension. So
What's the extension date now?
it's the end of this month. So we're
No ifs, ands, or buts?
this is it. So, I planned on going into Baker tonight try to go on my sister's house. She's sister by relation, but it's still,
Well,
Yes.
I wasn't saying.
I don't know if that's good, better or worse, you know,
It's business.
it's business, you know.
Make her some donuts.
Yeah, I'm gonna go by there and try to shake her tree and see, because that's the only thing
Okay.
that's,
But you think we're gonna be able to make it, huh?
I think we're gonna make it, I really do. You know, one of Mac's concerns is, like you said, he don't wanna be slam dunking, you know, he's gotta do
Yeah, you don't wanna be in touch with the legislative auditors.
Exactly, he's gotta do his analytical, and that's what it is, he'll take it, do all his analytics on it, and make sure everything is good, you know.
Okay.
What happens if we don't get in on time now?
It's the same thing, basically, they put you on legislative, you know, jail, probation, you won't be able to, the city can't get grants or anything like that. Basically, their stick, that's their thing that can force you to get in.
Could they come in and do an audit?
They,
Make them mad enough?
well, it's fraud, that's the only time and it's gotta be severe fraud, that's the only time the legislative auditor will come in. You know,
I know we don't want that.
we definitely.
Not that we're hiding anything, but you
No,
don't want to be bothered.
but I'm gonna be optimistic, I'm gonna say we're gonna get it done.
Oh, okay, good for you.
Okay.
Somebody asked me for that, I forgot.
If it doesn't require any, if it doesn't require any action.
No, they're not requiring action. A citizen asked me to ask you that, she knows that a lot of the town police work the school zone on Lake Road. But she said she's noticed in front of Silliman that people are going way too fast and they're not stopping the stop signs. They're running the stop signs.
Okay, well, what we need to do, me, you, and Miss Kent need to sit down and have a talk.
Me and you and who?
Miss Kent, Miss Harrington at the school. We rolled.
Okay.
We was out there one morning at Feliciana Drive, we had one at Silver Street. We was out there. We wrote like 40-something tickets on running stop signs and speeding. It got so bad where if you go up there while school is going on, I went to the public school and went to them and said one of us needs to address the time on when school get out. The public school was willing, but the private school wasn't. So it got so bad where you'll see the buses coming down Silver Street, going up Church Street, the public school buses, so they won't make a congestion there on Bank Street. So when we write them tickets, they come up here and they cry. So you got some say they doing this, and then you got some that, well, we want this. Mr. Dunn can tell you, well, we done dealt with several of them before. Now, if that's what they want, we don't have no problem with doing it.
It's not anybody who's at the school, it's just a
I know.
citizen.
Yes, ma'am.
I was at the stop sign, I told Chief, the other day, I came to work and it just scared me. I was at the stop sign and I was sitting there a minute and I was getting ready to turn and it was like, don't turn. And this car came and never hit the brakes, nothing, just straight through the four-way stop. Just full of
And have
Well,
an
let
invisible,
them come up here and cry if they want to cry, but I say write the tickets, whoever.
Oh, we write them.
Write the tickets and
having
have
a
them.
visible unit there doesn't stop them any or make them slow down.
We put a unit at the corner of Feliciana Drive and Bank Street. It's Miss Becky Oakley, Rebecca Oakley, and almost that house. It was
Right,
a home house.
on the corner.
We put a unit right there. We put a unit actually on Bank Street behind the stop sign. And that's how we got it. They come through, they don't stop, and when they pull out that parking lot, and I don't want to talk to these kids and say, you need to come over with something better because you got cars, they have traffic coming from both ways on Bank Street. Now, that is illegal. But I went to the public school system and tried to get both of them together. One of y'all need to go 10 minutes early or 10 minutes late.
Public school is willing to work.
The public school wouldn't work. And they said, no, we got this. I said, well, it's going to come to the point where your parents are not down that road. When they go to get tickets, they're going to force you to do something.
Now on ball game night, does Silliman Escal to help them with traffic?
No, they Silver called the sheriff department. The sheriff department work there. Now, what we do, we send a letter before football season starts. We send a letter to them. We say, we know you're working in detail, but you need to keep them cars out of the road because when citizens going back and forth down Silver Street, and you got people putting on the side of the road, when they handicap off, you'll see why we pretty much force them to take the fence down and extend that drive into the stadium wide where they can get handicapped in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now, I was gonna say, if they were asking for help on ball game nights, I wouldn't help them unless they helped you on every day.
but I have a good working relationship with his aunt, and
Or maybe so.
they I've talked to some parents down there, and I had one parent. It's kind of a catch-22. I had one parent call, told me this guy's doing that. I ended up catching him. Come to find out, there was a feud between the two parents because the kids got into it at school.
Right.
So one telling on the other, this was it. So what I did, I got both of them up here. I said, "Nah, y'all don't want to be down. You want to handle it yourself."
Is there such a thing as temporary speed bumps?
Yes, sir. I mean, we could actually put a guard out. We could put an officer out there controlling traffic. That's what it takes. And that's what I told them. And that's when they pretty much got them in line. I said, if push comes to shove, I put 2 hours out there with this on. You gonna pay for them to be out there since you can't control them coming in and out of that campus.
Well, I'm gonna look into temporary speed bumps.
That's
Slow them down.
If they don't fix it, so you don't need to.
Well, that's a problem, yeah.
You know what you say, I didn't understand
If
the
they don't fix that street soon enough, the potholes are so big.
Yeah, that's true. But just think what will happen after they fix the street.
Exactly.
We're experiencing that on those streets now.
And one other thing, Mr. Kemp, last night when y'all, when they had the meeting, I talked to some of the state representatives for the street, and he gave me the number to the traffic division, and he said if we wanted to lower the speed zone on St. Helena Street in the main town to 15, all we had to do was write a letter, draft it to them with the board approval, and they'll drop it to whatever.
Okay, what about Plank Road coming to the caution light?
We do the same thing there. He said,
Even though it's a state highway.
He said just drop them a letter because believe it or not, they consider St. Helena Street Highway 10. When the flooding started, they made that a country flow. That road is actually Zachary Taylor Parkway.
Right.
And when I talked to him last night, he said drop the letter with the board approved with the recommendation, send it to their traffic division. And he said they don't have no problem with doing it. He said because it falls on the acting to the local government.
What is an adequate speed, do you think? 15?
15.
Now, don't ticket us, just ticket the truck. We still gonna go 25.
Trust me, the mayor can tell you, and I'm quite sure Tim could tell you, they call all day, I don't want this to go on my record. I say, it's going on there because it's going to slow you down.
Now, where would it be 15 on St. Helena Street?
It'll start right there from RKM and go all the way past Tues Environmental Service.
Oh, okay.
So,
Not out to where Middle Funeral Home used to be.
Is that until, that's just during football season?
no ma'am, that's, when they finish this, the improvements on the highway, on St. Helena Street, Highway 10, that's what we proposing to be 15.
And not until then.
Now, we can send it in before then, so at y'all next meeting, y'all just need to draft a letter. And what I have to do is type a letter and send it to y'all. Y'all draft a letter and send it to them.
Well, how do y'all think about that? Feel about it?
I was under the impression that last night they said we couldn't do that.
No, I
No,
talked
he was talking to the,
I talked to the DOT person last night, and he told me, he said,
Why didn't you even say that to us?
because when I was talking to them, when they was out there talking, I asked him, I said, look, what can we do to drop the speed limit on St. Helena Street and on Planko if there's a state highway? He said, drop the letter to all traffic division. What y'all want it to be, since it falls in the local municipality. Because see what happens, when the state police come up and write all them tickets, they go straight into the DA's file.
I thought he said that we had to request to be in charge of our own streets, and then we could do that.
He said, draft the letter. He said it's a safety hazard because they coming through. And all we gonna do is draft the letter, but more traffic started coming when they did the Audubon Bridge in St. Francisville and opened up 10. That's when all the traffic started coming through.
and where would it start, do you think, on Plank Road coming into town?
We can started, right there at Andrew Lane, we can make it break down, because it's already go from a 40 to a 35.
So where's the 35?
35, right there in front of Mr. Jones', restaurant, 35, right there.
Okay. So you think it would start there?
We can start it there, because it goes from 35 from there all the way to the red light. So we go from the 35, when you get in the front of, Clinton Quick Stop, you can have the sign say 15, so before you get in that curve, it's 15.
Yeah, I think Carol had something.
You know that little post office area? That's kind of dangerous right there. Is there any way to extend it that far?
No, we can't, because you're going through two different schools, 2 different speed zones. So you're already coming from a 55 to a 40. And then you got to go so many miles at the 40 before you can get to the 35. In order to do that, we'll have to go way past where the 55 started.
Is that what you told you last time? Oh, okay. I was going to say maybe revisit with that and asking if they could reduce it.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not just going to request one specific speed. I'm going to do it in different areas and say this is dangerous here, because it is at the post office. It is dangerous coming out
Had accidents.
from Louisiana Drive.
I think you need to
So
start
you're
by-
gonna draft the letter and what do we do with it? You gotta send
I'm
it to the.
gonna draft the letter and send it to the board. Y'all just have to approve for me to send it to them.
So we gotta
That's
wait
something we
another
do next
month.
month.
That's so that'll be it. You'll have the letter next month. I'll already started on it.
Why are you shaking your head?
15 miles an hour is so slow, you got to ride the brakes all the way.
Yeah, but we
You
gotta.
can even walk to the red.
Well, maybe ride the roads and see what your adequate speed is 15 or maybe drop it to 20.
See, if you travel to 15, they can slow down to 25. If you down to 10, now they don't got 45.
I know they get stirred kind of bad.
Yeah. But the only thing right, did you see your ticket at 18?
Y'all sit up there and Hitchcock between the hours of 5 and 8 in the morning. No, but these, I mean,
Anything else? I have one last thing. When you all came in, I don't know if anybody noticed, when you walked in the showcase out there, on the wall, there are some plaques out there. Did anybody notice? There's not a prize, but it could be. But anyway, those plaques this year at the LMA conference, the town of Clinton got first place in the Community Development Awards for street improvements in our town. First ever in the town of Clinton history, and the plaques. And they actually made the announcement. They said they announced the honorable mentions, and they said the winner, the city of Clinton, and I didn't move a muscle. And Miss Angie looked at me and said, "We're a town." And so they finally said, Mayor Lori and Van, they called the board. I said, "That is us." So anyway, I just want to thank the citizens, thank everybody. We did that. It's going to be written up in the what was it, the paper? Anyway, and go get it. But we're going to do an article here, but I wanted you all to know that when you go back out, the plaques are on the wall. Thank you.
I have one thing. Do you think we could enclose this air conditioning system to make it quieter so we
So we
can
can
have
keep
air?
it on. I know.
What we can do, we can put the door back there, so we can close the door.
Because we had moved the door.
That's kind of hot up in
Okay,
here. What do you hear on that?
okay, if there's not anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make it.
It has been motioned by Alderman Kemp. Have a second? Second by Alderman Dunaway, that we adjourn the meeting. Are you ready to vote? All in favor of saying aye? Any opposition? Ayes have it, the motion is carried.